Here we go. Welcome back. Let's do something quick for me. I thought, we could do simple card tricks, but no, you've seen those. I want to make this harder. I want to make this something you really have to think about. So in reality, I'm not going to show you a trick at all. I'm going to show you a little challenge. It's a challenge, which is the classic 3-shell game. Maybe you've played it before, I don't know, but I'm going to teach you because this is a lesson in attraction, in distraction and misdirection. And really what I need you to do for the week is have fun, but also stay focused on what you're there to do, right? It's about community. It's about getting together. And I know that you're too smart for me possibly to fool you. So I'm going to be using all kinds of tricks and misdirections. The money I'm going to try to throw around and get it in the way so you focus on the money instead of that little P. But I don't know. See if you can put in chat again. See if you can use that functionality to tell me where you think the P is. Look, if I start it pretty easy, it's either the left, the middle, or the right. I made that really simple so you get the general concept. So it would be in, the middle. You're really good at this. I may actually have to mix them up to fool you. So let's try it this time. So keep your eye on that green P in the middle. And I will just start it here. Now, I don't want to fool you yet. I want you to get the general concept of how the game is played. Now, good. I hope I didn't fool you yet, right? I know you're paying attention a little closer now. Wait, no, that's okay. If you thought that was just you, no, it was everybody that fell for that one. It's okay. Watch the pattern. Now you know what's going to happen. Don't watch the money. I'll try to distract you and wave it around a little too much, all right? There it is. Don't pay attention. You're going to keep your eye on the P, and it goes like this. A little quicker this time. I click it once, click it twice, all the way back. Go ahead, put it in chat. What do you think? Is it in the left? Is it in the middle? Or is it in the right? The left, the middle, the right. Now, I know your thinking is straight. And this game is not. It is a completely crooked game because I'm a professional at what I do. Now, some people might want to think, oh, the middle because it's so close. And it is really, really close. But I got you on that one too because it's actually, well, that's when people want to really say, I know exactly where it's at. But that's where I come back and I still get them because it's not there either. And you think, well, where is it? Well, it's where we left it in the original one, right? Now, don't feel bad if you didn't see it. I'll give you a little hint on this one, and then I'll try to even show you some of the tricks I'm using in a sense. So I'll give you the hint. I'll leave it right there. These are strictly to distract you. I can try to distract you, but I know you won't fall for it. But I do know if I asked you where it is, you might be thinking, okay, wait a second. He gave us the hint. It couldn't possibly be in the middle. And it's not. You were right. But it could be in the right or it could be in the left. Now, I will tell you, I recommend this one over here. I recommend the left one. However, sometimes I don't always tell the truth in this game. As a magician, my job is to try to fool you, right? But in this case, it wasn't that I wasn't telling the truth. It's not that you can't trust me. You just have to know when to trust me. That's because I'm a professional at what I do. Just like you're really professionals at what you do. Now, I might give you a little of the inside tricks of how I do this. So try to watch close. There's a couple things I'm doing to distract you. One, the shell is curved on the inside. I can use a little bit of centrifugal force when I spin it to get it to vanish and stick up in there. All right. The other thing I do is if you watch behind my wrist right here, if I move it slow, you can see it go. I'll click it, but you'll see it go behind my wrist as my whole body movement shows. If I lift that shell up, you're going to see it there, and I slip it behind as I go. See it go? So let's try it this way. We'll do it twice. I'm going to do it slow the first time. You should see it happen. Then I'm going to do it fast. See if you can catch me. Okay? Slow the first time and then fast. See if you can catch me. It'll work like this. There's the P. Here's the 2 shells. Nice and slow. 1, 2, 3. Boom. Hopefully. Please. That was awful. Hopefully, you know for a fact it's not there. You're paying close attention. But did you see it go the second time? Because that's the harder one. And sometimes, that doesn't fool everybody, but I bet it got most of you on this one. Now, don't feel bad if you didn't see it, really. I don't want you to feel bad. This game was invented by a caveman. It's a 100-year-old, thousands of year old game. The name of the caveman who invented it, his name was John. That's my name. That's strictly coincidental. I did not just make that up. But I'll show you how it started with just 1 shell and 1 P. We'll see if you can get these. Don't follow the money, follow the P. I'm trying to hide that P with the cash, but watch. Ready? I'll give you a 1 shell guess. I take the P and I throw it under the shell. Maybe. Okay, maybe I still have it in my hand. Now I say it's a one shell guess. I'm going to use a drawer that I have right over here. I'm going to put the shell into the drawer. But then all you have to do is tell me, is the pea in the drawer or is it under the shell or in the drawer? Are you ready? Okay, perfect. Let's do it for real this time, right where I left it. Wow, just like that. Don't feel bad. That got the best of me as well. All right, here's the big finish. Let's see if we can get this. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, one pea, one shell. On the count of three, ready? 1, 2, 3, goes under the shell, maybe. I'm going to make a motion towards the drawer. And now you have to try to get, you can put it in chat if you'd like. Is it either in the drawer or is it under the shell? No, I'm not going to help you with this one. All right. It's either going to be in the drawer or it's going to be under the shell. I want you to pick this one. I can't help. I want you to win. Oh, I hope I didn't just mess that up too much, did I? Well, you saw me put it in the drawer. You saw it under the shell, but at this point, yeah, it can probably be absolutely anywhere I want it to be, can it? But it's not your fault. Even if I hide all of the distractions, if I openly put it in there, you can see that it's either in the drawer or it's under the shell. It just depends. There's no other ones in any other shells. But if you watch close and if you don't want to end up with the lemon, wait, the lemon. How did you guys do that? I don't know who is playing these games at home and trying to fool me with the lemon. We were using the little green pea. If we didn't, then we'd be in a lot more trouble. But thankfully, we don't have any more of them. I guess what we do. There's your 1, there's your 2, there's your 3. Ladies and gentlemen, that's the classic 3-shell game. Oh my gosh. I didn't follow any bit of that, but I hope that you did. Any questions? Ask me when I see you next time live. I would love to show you how that game is played. Now, spellers, parents, families, friends, and fans who are out there watching and having fun with this, I want you to welcome someone who would never fall for any of my silly tricks. Too smart a person to do that. It is your prestigious pronouncer, the incomparable Dr. Jacques Bailey. Here he is.
Howdy, spellers. Even with all those words in the dictionary, I can't quite find the right ones to tell you just how good it is to be with you for another Scripps National Spelling Bee. Being involved with the Scripps National Spelling Bee is one of the greatest privileges of my life because I so enjoy the opportunity to be with you and to serve as your pronouncer. It's why I've been lending my skills to the Bee for 30 years, 12 years as associate pronouncer, and now 18 as official pronouncer. At your age, you might not be able to quite imagine what 30 years is like. So I'll just tell you, it's enough time to get pretty accustomed to doing something you love every year. Just as the Bee's cancellation in 2020 was a loss for so many spellers, including some of you here this evening, it was a loss for me too. Not because I love pronouncing words so much, and not because I missed my annual chance to share some memorable and elucidating words with a national television audience. The real loss was not getting to meet and be inspired by our spellers. Each year, our spellers shine with knowledge and poise, but also with uniqueness. My hope for you is that your time preparing and participating in the Bee is a path that leads you to discovery of those niches of the universe that ignite your dreams. Discovery is one of the Bee's core values, and I'm sure you can see why. It's that wow moment that we've all had when finding a word that unlocks a new ambition, illuminates part of the world, or gives you the tools and curiosity required to explore a field of study. Now, this may be a competition, but make no mistake, you're all already champions. And much more importantly, think about the reason why. Think about this. All of your winnings, the ones that really count, are already right there in that bank called your brain, in a pretty safe place. You are joining us because you excelled in your local and regional Bees, but most impressively, you're here because you enjoy what you do and because you've committed yourselves and put hard work into the study of words and language. People often ask me if there's a lot of rivalry or nervousness among spellers up on the stage. And I tell them that being on television is a source of excitement and energy, and it's a positive energy. And also, sure, yes, it feels good to win. Spellers work very hard to become the national champion. There is no doubt about that. But I also tell them about the extraordinary camaraderie that exists between spellers, even when the field has been winnowed down to a very few in the final rounds. The spellers who win, they don't beat the other spellers. They actually feel a sense of humility before their fellow spellers. Rather, they represent their fellow spellers. I tell people what everyone here knows from experience. It's the dictionary we compete against in this reach for excellence. We don't compete against each other so much as together with each other, all the while appreciating how other people's amazing abilities make each of us up our own game. This year, we compete in a new way, one that I am simply over the moon about. Words have no power without their meanings, and those meanings hold the key to discovering your own purpose in life. Our new on-stage word meaning rounds, including round 2 of tomorrow's preliminaries, are a chance for you to shine even brighter and teach your friends and supporters watching at home a thing or two. I'll be there. I'm here to help you, both spelling and with word meaning rounds. I'll do everything I can within the limits of the rules to ensure you understand the word you're being asked to spell or the vocabulary for the meaning of the word. And for word meaning rounds, that means repeating the question and answer choices if you need it. For spelling rounds, that means providing you with answers to your questions about pronunciation, part of speech, language of origin, definition, use in a sentence. And I'll repeat those as much as you like within the time limit. I may even try to break the tension with some humor once in a while, because if you ask me, after all the hard work you put in, spelling here should be fun. When you ask root word questions, though, I'll call in my right-hand man to tell you about his role in the competition. Here's former pronunciation editor at Merriam-Webster and my partner in pronunciation for the past 18 years, Dr. Brian Sietsema.
Good evening, spellers. I have the honor, along with Dr. Kevin Mock, of being one of the Bee's chief word investigators, aka the associate pronouncer, which means we can sometimes help you get to the bottom of a word's mysteries. That is, if you help us out first by providing some key information. In any spelling round in the national finals, but not in a word meaning round, you are able to ask root word questions. To do this, you need to provide 3 things. First, a pronunciation of the root word in question. Second, the language that it comes from. And third, the meaning of the word. If you provide us with these 3 things, we can give you an answer. We might give you a resounding yes, but often you'll hear us say either, "You're on the right track," or "I don't see that here." If I say you're on the right track, it means the information you've given me is pretty close to what I see in Merriam-Webster Unabridged, though not exactly the same. Maybe your pronunciation of the root word is a little off, or the meaning that you offered is similar to but not the same as what I see in the dictionary, or you said the language was German and Merriam-Webster Unabridged specifies it as the Bavarian dialect. Something like that, a small discrepancy, but not one that we think is going to mislead you. That's when we say you're on the right track. If I say I don't see that here, it means just that. I do not see what you asked at the entry for the word in Merriam-Webster Unabridged. I might not see what you ask about for different reasons. Maybe you just guessed wrong, or maybe you thought the language was Latin, but it's actually Greek, or maybe the information simply isn't listed at that entry in the dictionary. If I think that you still might be on the right track with the root word that you propose, as time allows, I will try to find the answer for you elsewhere in the dictionary, which might be a few entries away or on the other side of the alphabet. But if I find it while there is still time for you, I will try to give you an updated answer. But I am bound by the rules to stick strictly to what it says in Merriam-Webster Unabridged, a dictionary that is our friend always, and on some occasions also a formidable opponent. Mastering Merriam-Webster Unabridged is what challenges us and motivates you. And that is a very worthy pursuit indeed. Merriam-Webster dictionaries have been the official source of words for the Scripps National Spelling Bee for more than 60 years. On Monday, June 14, you'll hear directly from a good friend of ours, Editor-at-Large Peter Sokolowski. For now, here's a small taste of what our long-standing relationship with Merriam-Webster means to us in 2021.
Quarantine, asymptomatic, pandemic. These are a few of Merriam-Webster's 2020 words of the year. From all of us here at Merriam-Webster, we're so happy that the Scripps National Spelling Bee is resuming in 2021, even though things are a little bit different this year. We're also grateful that you've relied on us throughout the past year and a half to get through the pandemic, to find the words to explain what's gone on across the world. You've shown us that you can overcome anything, and that not even a global pandemic can limit your love of words. Let's see what words from Merriam-Webster Unabridged have helped you overcome the obstacles of 2020.
Life. As you've seen throughout this year, life is not guaranteed. Having life is very precious, and all the moments that we have, we should cherish it.
My favorite word of encouragement and hope is family. Especially in this pandemic when we couldn't see anyone else except our family, they kept me engaged in such a way that I wouldn't miss the outside world. My family is my strength.
My 2021 word of the year is empathy. In the past year, we saw humanity suffer. We saw empathy take the driver's seat in our journey to overcome social injustices and build the bridge to a better society.
Tyrannical, which means peaceful. I chose this word because it comes from my name, Irene, and I think we all need a little peace.
A word I'd say that I've conquered this year was the winning word from my Connecticut spelling bee. The word is cataphora.
Oh, this wall. I struggled to master this word because of its unusual pronunciation.
Rapprochement. It means a friendly relationship based on mutual understanding.
For me, the past year felt quite repetitive, so learning words helped me entertain myself, and spelling bees gave me stuff to look forward to. I use Merriam-Webster Unabridged to look up new words.
Merriam-Webster Unabridged has been my best companion throughout the spelling journey.
It gives you the definition, the language of origin, synonyms, antonyms, sentence examples, the pronunciation of the word, even sometimes an image to represent the word.
I thought it was cool that it had lots of definitions, even of very rare or old words.
Merriam-Webster has it all.
I came across the word bureaucracy. I found it confusing that the EAU made the all sound. So I used Merriam-Webster Unabridged to research more words with the same sound.
As I started to learn all the little techniques and subtle rules that you learn from spelling, I began to learn that it's not all about memorization, but learning the different patterns of words and where the words originate from.
I remember when I was studying one time the word sesquipedalian, which means of a word having a lot of syllables, and I came across this very long word, hippopotamonstrosescriptaliophobia, which means a fear of long words, and I thought that was pretty funny and pretty ironic.
Sesquipedalian is one of my favorite words. We know it's been tough. We know you've missed out on so much, but your determination has brought you here. And as we just heard, you've labored over words, but you've also triumphed over them. You've made it to the 2021 Scripps National Spelling Bee. Perseverance, resiliency, community, and hope. We hope these words will be 2021's Words of the Year.
That's so impressive. You're all so well-spoken It's amazing. So many of us has turned to the power of words to get us through the past year. And we are all grateful that Merriam-Webster has been a constant guide at a time when so many things are in flux. A lot has changed in the world. And here at the Bee, just think the last time I hosted the opening ceremony, I wasn't doing it from a home studio. You know what I was doing? I was wearing real pants. Remember those days? Now I only have to dress professionally from the waist up. The old days. Oh my gosh. I remember those. Now I will share that the Bee has adapted in many ways to make sure you could compete, that you could celebrate, and so importantly, that you could be celebrated this year. Leading the charge for that change is the Bee's new executive director, Dr. J. Michael Durnall. Dr. Durnall joins the Bee after a decade serving as president and CEO of the Simon Youth Foundation, and he has more than 35 years of professional experience in leading teams and charting operations across nonprofit, educational, and media-based organizations with a track record of bettering communities through diversity and philanthropic initiative. Let's hear more on his vision for the Bee and your place in it now.
Good evening, spellers, families, sponsors, and supporters. I'm proud to be leading the Bee during a year of first. The first time we've hosted virtual competitions, the first time we've celebrated our regional champions for an entire month, and one of my favorite first, adding the word meeting round to the competition to show the world that you can use the words you spell to further your prospects, not just in the Bee, but in life. And we'll see the first finals held outside of Washington, D.C. area when we bring the top 10 to 12 spellers to the ESPN Wide World of Sports Complex in Orlando, Florida, to name a champion. Why so many firsts? Because we believe in you and we believe in the power of our purpose to help students improve their spelling, increase their vocabularies, learn concepts, and develop correct English usage that will help them all of their lives. We believe your participation in the Spelling Bee has meaning and a lasting impact on your lives well beyond the 5 minutes that you'll spend on the virtual stage starting tomorrow. This is what we hear from many of our spellers who've come before you. You plus the Spelling Bee participation equals success. Whether you misspell in the first round or end up taking home the Scripps Cup, alumni tell us that they look back at the Bee as a turning point in their own lives. Competing at a national level makes you aim higher and set bigger goals. It proves that you can reach those goals through hard work. And that hard work, they say, has value that extends far beyond the outcome of the Bee. By being here today, you're on a course for achievement in any sphere. You might even find your own purpose in life. Wouldn't that be something? There's something else I really encourage you to do. Connect with your fellow spellers. There's something special about the way spellers from all over find common ground. They've learned from each other and formed friendships that last for years to come. That's why we've planned a full slate of social events for you in the next month. We love that you've already been connecting with us in our virtual environment. There's power in that connection. Be sure to take advantage of all that we have to offer. One exciting way to stay in touch will be through our Bee alumni database. Make sure you register. We'll send you information after this year's Bee. And for any alumni watching tonight, you can find the sign-up information in our social media channels over the next month. As we near our 100th anniversary celebration, we want all the spellers to know that they have a home in the Hive. Finally, a word or two about the integrity of this year's competition. Integrity is another one of our core values. That means administering a fair, efficiently run, academic sound competition. Here's more on how our competition will work.
Welcome to the 2021 Bee Experience. This year's Scripps National Spelling Bee will be unlike any other. What will change for this year's Bee? The 2021 Scripps National Spelling Bee will be held both virtually and in person. This year, we will be holding the preliminaries, the quarterfinals, and the semifinals virtually. For everyone's safety, only the finals will be in person. This year, national finalists will get to further demonstrate their mastery of the English language from the national stage in the new word meaning rounds. Here, spellers will orally select the correct multiple choice answer to a word meaning question read by the pronouncer. Let's go over each stage of the competition. The preliminaries will be held virtually on Saturday, June 12th, beginning at 10 a.m. Eastern Time and airing on ESPN3. It will consist of 3 rounds and include all 209 spellers. Round 1 will be a spelling round using words from the Words of the Champions study list. If the speller correctly spells the round 1 word, they will immediately enter round 2. Round 2 will be a multiple choice word meaning question with 3 answers to choose from. If answered correctly, then they return to spelling for round 3. In round 3, the speller must spell a given word from the Bee's official dictionary, Merriam-Webster Unabridged. The remaining spellers will advance to the next stage of the Bee. On Tuesday, June 15th at noon, the virtual quarterfinals begin on ESPN3. We expect around 100 spellers to advance to the stage, and it will consist of a similar 3-round structure. A spelling round will be followed by a multiple choice word meaning round and close with another spelling round. Spellers will compete 1 round at a time in speller number order. The words for each round will be selected from Merriam-Webster Unabridged. If you make it through all 3 elimination rounds, you progress to the semifinals. Sunday, June 27th, 7 p.m. Eastern Time on ESPN2. The semifinals of the National Spelling Bee will be the last virtual stage of the competition. A spelling round and a word meaning round will be followed by additional spelling elimination rounds until the optimal number of spellers remain for the finals. Pack your bags for the big day. On Thursday, July 8th, a winner will be crowned the 2021 Scripps National Spelling Bee champion. Starting at 8 p.m. on ESPN2, the finals will take off with an action-packed contest. Celebrate with us as we crown the 2021 champion.
That was a great refresher on how we will be doing things this year and a great video to help explain it. Thank you, Dr. Durnell. Every competition needs rules, and each year the Bee evaluates how its rules can foster the best competition. The Bee also recruits a talented, credentialed, and dedicated group of individuals to be responsible for upholding those rules. One woman is in charge of leading our panel of officials as head judge. And let me tell you, she is your biggest fan. And honestly, I'm such a fan of hers, I won't lie. But you don't have to take my word for it. Judge Brooks, we're ready for you.
Hello, spellers. On behalf of the Bee's entire judging panel, let me just say that we consider it a privilege and an honor to serve as your judges. It's even more of a privilege this year after the cancellation of the 2020 national finals. We had to go a whole year without the joy of being wowed by your talent, preparation, and personalities. I've been serving the Bee in one way or another since 1972. That's nearly 50 years. And I've never been more excited to welcome a class of spellers. This is a year like no other, and you've already proven your adaptability and your dedication to competing at the highest level. We can't wait to see you face to face during tomorrow's preliminaries. Speaking of the competition, as judges, it's our job to maintain integrity through a fair and impartial administration of the rules. Rest assured that each of us knows the rules thoroughly, and we're ready for the challenges the virtual environment may throw at us. Collectively, we have more than 60 years of experience as judges for the Scripps National Spelling Bee. More importantly, We revere this competition and program from the depths of our hearts, as I know you do. Leading up to the 2021 National Finals, we've put in extra preparation specific to this year's competition, all with the intent of giving you the same high-quality experience we know you rely on from the Scripps National Spelling Bee, both on the virtual stage and on the live in-person stage in Orlando. Our pledge to you is that we will do everything within the limits of the rules to help you go as far in the competition as you can. Just like Dr. Bailey and Dr. Sietsema, we're on your side, and we want you to succeed. That said, however, let's talk about this bell. It's fun to think about winning the trophy, but the reality is, in the end, nearly all of you will misspell or miss a word-meaning question. That's just the way spelling bees are. It's a fact of life. Of course, when you hear the bell, it means you've spelled a word or answered a question incorrectly. But let me emphasize that hearing the bell doesn't mean defeat. Far from it. When you hear the bell, rejoice in the knowledge that in qualifying for this competition, you have attained a level of excellence that few others achieve. This isn't easy what you're doing. The ability to compete at your level is hard work. It takes a great deal of poise and courage to just make it here. All of us gathered now, and the hundreds of thousands who watch the final rounds on live television, are awed by your in-depth knowledge of words that most have never even heard. It's quite an accomplishment. When the bell rings, sure, you'll be disappointed, but please also be proud. Seize that moment as an opportunity to demonstrate the depth of your character, confident that you've done your best. In that moment, remember that all those months of study and your experience as a national finalist will serve you well the rest of your life. Finally, as you think about the preliminaries tomorrow, let me offer you a few tips that might help when it's your turn. In spelling rounds, please repeat the word clearly and distinctly as soon as Dr. Bailey or Dr. Sietsema pronounces it. We will direct you back to him if we hear a problem and work with you until we believe you understand. But let's be clear, spellers. It's ultimately your responsibility to understand the word. Also, please remember to say the word after you spell it. That signals to the judges that you're done, and this is especially important and helpful in the virtual competition environment. Whatever you do, don't let the clock run out. If it does, you'll be disqualified, and nobody wants that. In spelling rounds, you have 2 minutes to spell the word after it's pronounced. In word meaning rounds, you have 30 seconds to answer after the question is read. Use your time wisely, and remember, take a deep breath or two. We all wish you the best of luck, and we are so grateful to be able to officiate the competition this year. Many rewards await you during Bee Month, and we hope you'll take in all the reminders that your hard work has paid off. You inspire us, spellers, and we're all pulling for you. See you during the competition.
We do. We look forward to seeing you in the competition for sure. I'm excited again because we have an amazing moment up next as we are about to be joined live by the world record holding Scripps National Spelling Bee Octochamps, and here they are. Put your hands together. Hello, we have Rashik, Shrudika, Christopher, Rohan, Aaron, Abijay, Sakith, and Soham. It is so great to see you all on one screen and all together again. I hope you're all doing well. Thank you for your time and sharing it with us. It's an honor to be on the same screen. Now, for everyone watching, we truly have some spelling pros with us tonight on this screen. So I thought maybe we could all get a little advice. Would that be help? Raise your hand if that would be helpful to you. Yes, of course. So how about this? Champions, I'll ask you each a question. I'll give you the name ahead of time so you know who it's coming to. And Rashik, we're going to start with you. Are you ready?
Yeah.
You are. Well, how about, Rashik, can you tell us, how did you pump yourself up? Or on the opposite side, maybe how did you calm yourself down for the competition?
All right, I can answer both of those. So in every spelling bee I'd participate in, I'd kind of pump myself up by thinking of how I did before. My goal was always to do as well as or better than in my previous spelling bee. In terms of calming myself down, I kind of drew on my experience from acting in my school plays and participating in many local spelling bees. So over time, I learned out how to block out my audience and just focus on my word and the pronouncer and the information at hand. So a really good technique I learned from my brother was writing out my word on my hand before and while I spelled it. And this would help me collect my thoughts and also prevent me from rushing out my word and making an unnecessary mistake. Other than writing your hand, there are definitely other techniques you can use. So my advice to all of you spellers watching is just to try out these techniques and see what works for you.
Now that's a great technique. I'm curious, did you write the whole script of the play? Did you write that on your hand too as you went along, or no?
No, but
No.
acting in plays definitely helped with my memorization skills.
I'm sure that it did. Rashik, thank you so very much for sharing. How about Christopher? Christopher is with us as well. Christopher, is there anything you can share with our B class of 2021 about being mentally ready for competition?
As you guys already know, it's really nerve-wracking to participate in the B. So it's really important to just lock in and stay calm. So what I would do is I would definitely listen to relaxing music when I was off stage, just like a few hours before the B. And when I was on stage, I would say a prayer before I was going up, and I just keep repeating the prayer. And I think that's really important. And while you're spelling, I think it's really important to just work on your breathing, so you don't get too tense. And I think that your breathing definitely helps when you're trying to decipher a word or figure something out. I think that will definitely help you. So just stay calm, and you guys got it.
That's great. Maybe that's what we all should do now together, Christopher, is take that big breath and just let it go, all right? Get ready to have a little bit of fun. Christopher, thanks so much for sharing with us. Rohan, now I remember this explicitly, Rohan. You were the very last speller to be named Octochamp, and I was in the audience, and we were all on the edge of our seats, just everyone pulling for you. So my question is, what were you thinking when you head up to the microphone and you heard your final word? What was going through your mind?
So when all 7 other spellers spelled, obviously I was under a lot of pressure to spell the word correctly myself. And the first thing I had to do when I went up to the mic under all that pressure was to just take a deep breath and calm down. And that's exactly what I did. And then once I heard the word, I was extremely happy because I knew victory was within reach, because I definitely knew that word. I'd studied it before. But I also realized that now was not the time for celebrating, and that now I just had to make sure to spell the word correctly. So I just made sure to ask all the information, gather my thoughts about the word, confirm that it was what I thought it was. And then after doing all that, I spelled it. And once I heard the judges tell me that it was correct, I was ecstatic. I was extremely happy.
Oh, and the whole arena went just berserk. It was tremendous. So really, there's no magical secret. Again, relax, take a breath, ask the questions, and do what you do best. Awesome. I really appreciate you sharing that. Now, I know as a result of that, you got to take home the coveted Scripps Cup. Everyone got to. And I'm sure that you all display them differently and proudly. So, Soham, why don't you share with us, where do you keep your trophy and what does it mean to you?
Yeah, of course. So I keep my trophy right here on my desk, and I keep it there as a reminder of not only the success I had, but also all the work it took to get there. So every time I see it, I think of those final moments at the 2019 B, the culmination of so many years of hard work. But I also think about all the sacrifice it took to get there. It's a two-sided coin, the joy you feel, but also all the hard work you have to put in. So I think that can serve as a reminder for everyone. You have to work hard, and then you can get the results you desire.
You're right. Work hard and go after it. You'll get the results, but the work's got to come first. Thank you so much for being here with us. Well, as many of you know, the championship comes with the trophy. It also comes with cash and prizes, and it comes with a little bit of fame and sometimes some really cool opportunities that may pop up also. So, Sakith, what was the coolest opportunity that came your way during your championship reign?
The coolest opportunity for me was getting to be a judge at the Press versus Politicians Spelling Bee in DC alongside Dr. Bailey and the Scripps staff. The bee was structured to be really fun and entertaining, and I got to ring this really big bell when the Congress people or press members misspelled, which is awesome. There were a lot of themed rounds, like a fake news round, and everyone there was really supportive and encouraging. It was a really great experience.
Oh, I bet that was neat. That was in Washington, D.C.?
Yeah.
That's where you got to do it? That would be so neat. And so when they missed, you got to be the judge. You were Mary. You were hitting the bell.
Yeah, I was on the other side for once.
Oh, neat. Awesome. Again, well, thank you for being with us here tonight as well. Shrudika, it's up to yourself. I heard more about some pretty cool extra gifts that came your way. What did you get and how did it happen?
Well, one of the most fun opportunities was receiving Jordans from the team at Nike and the Jordan brand. I'm a big sneakerhead, so it meant a lot to receive such a special package.
You're a sneakerhead? Did I get that term right? And you got them from Nike. So
yep, that's exactly right.
Yeah, are you wearing them?
I have them right here.
You do?
Yeah.
Oh, that's so cool. Hold them up. So you got, wait, there are 3 different pairs? Oh,
3 different pairs. That's right.
Oh, that's a treat. That is really exciting. I mean, everyone had different and exciting times. It's pretty exciting in different ways for everyone. And I'm sure you were all thrilled to be named Octochamps. And so were your fans, truly. Aaron, let's go this direction. Aaron, who in your life, the fan, family, whoever, who was the most excited about your championship and how did they show that to you?
Well, for me, it wasn't just like one person who was super excited about my championship. It was my whole hometown who was just so supportive and enthusiastic of what I had accomplished. And the way they showed that was when I finally got off the plane home, I was just like exhausted. I was just happy to be back. But dozens of community members and friends, teachers, family members, they had all gathered together in the airport lobby with posters and gifts just to like welcome me back home and congratulate me. And I was super grateful for that.
Oh, that would be so cool. They're all in the airport where there are just flashes going off and cameras everywhere.
Yeah, there were so many cameras. It was a lot to see, but it was just so humbling and honoring.
I bet. I know you were exhausted as well, and I'm sure you perked right up and were just all in the moment. That is so neat to hear. Thank you for sharing that story. All right, Abijay, after the lights faded and after people stopped like stopping you in the street and congratulating you and asking for your autograph all the time, tell me, what was the most meaningful and lasting takeaway from your time as a bee participant?
I think my most meaningful takeaway was to not obsess over the results, to try to do the best I can always, and just work as hard as you can. It's the journey that's important, not the destination.
Oh, that's great. And you know what? This whole competition is part of the journey. And no matter how things end up, just engaging into this platform over the next month and meeting people and being a part of it, because every single one of you watching is a champion right now. So I think that's great advice. How about one more bit of advice from each of you, but I'll ask you all the same question. So we got to do a kind of a quick answer for me. If I were to ask each, why don't you quickly give all the spellers viewing something to dream about? So what is the very best thing about being Scripps National Spelling Bee champion? And why don't we start with Abijay and then go to Aaron. We'll go backwards down our list.
I think the best thing from winning was just knowing that all my hard work over the years paid off.
Absolutely. And for me, it was just that experience of putting myself out there and being in front of people. And even though I'm a very introverted person, Scripps taught me that I actually love to perform.
Wow, that's you and I both. That's neat. How about Shrudika and Sakyth?
For me, it was definitely the work ethic that I've gained.
And
For
Sakyth?
me, it was inspiring so many students in my local area to pursue spelling bees and being a part of their journey.
You know, it's great. I bet so many of you experience that same thing as well with your local communities, just having so many more people sign up and be a part. Great answers. Soham and then Rohan.
Yeah, for me it was seeing not only all of my hard work pay off, but also those of my competitors. And I also really enjoyed getting to impart the knowledge that I learned over the years to younger spellers.
Wonderful. So we have Christopher and Rishik, our last two, I believe.
I think for me, it's just been able to appreciate the journey and see all my work come together. And obviously celebrating with 7 other people. That was the best part about it for me.
Oh, I bet it was just a party on the road when you got to travel and do things together. That is neat. So neat. Well, thank you again. It truly is so great to see you all. And I know our spellers in the audience are buzzing with excitement after hearing directly from some of their favorite celebrities. I love that word. You've represented the bee so well in the past 2 years while growing into new goals. And inspiring growth is one of the bee's core values, not just during your years of participation, but over the course of your life. And each of you has modeled the way for this year's class of spellers to continue to strive, to learn, and grow for years to come. We can't wait to see what you do next. Although, now that I think of it, I know exactly what you're going to do next, because it's time to truly kick off Bee Week. And for that to happen, we need to welcome back the Bee's Executive Director, Dr. J. Michael Durnell, to join us again. Dr. Durnell?
Thanks, John. I'm thrilled to have the honor, alongside our 2019 champions, to now declare that the 2021 Scripps National Spelling Bee is officially open. But it's not truly open until you, all of our spellers, are ready to compete tomorrow. I know you've studied, I know you've achieved, and you've learned all that you need to know about this year's competition. Now there's only one piece of the puzzle left. Wearing a placard with your number proudly emblazoned on it is a tradition as old as the bee. While we may not be on a physical stage together this year, we can still mark your status as a spelling champion worthy of the national stage by donning your placard as thousands have done before you. So to do this in the grandest fashion possible, I want all of you now to pick up your placard, close your eyes, and imagine 208 other spellers from across the country and around the world doing the exact same thing as you place it on. That placard you're holding represents so much. It represents the bee's core values of purpose, discovery, achievement, and inspiring growth. It's a symbol of your perseverance and your ability to adapt and thrive through challenges. And it's also a physical reminder of your potential. As John told you at the beginning of our time tonight, that's a potential that is limitless.
Wow. You are so right, and I'm excited. Now, B class of 2021, I'm going to count down from 3 to 1. When I get to 1, we're all going to put on our placards, all right? Here's the deal, parents, mom, dad, family members at home, this is a time to get your camera. And when you post those, I want you to use the hashtag spelling bee on all those posts so we can all share it together. Now, Octochamps and everyone joining on, when we get down to the number 1, we're going to yell out B to officially kick this thing off. Are you ready? Let's do it together. Ready? 3, 2, 1. B. Take those pictures, get those videos, family. This is it. Oh, this is so great. You look so good out there. Oh, Octochamps. What a pleasure. What a pleasure that you could be here with us. Thank you, champs, and thank you for helping us get the 2021 Scripps National Spelling Bee started on the big scale. I can't wait to see each and every one of you again. Big wave to everybody, to our Octochamps. Thanks for being with us. Woohoo! Oh, wow. And just like that, Dr. Durnall, the opening ceremony is coming to an end. Is there anything else our spellers need to know before we close the curtains?
Thanks, John. Yes, spellers, I have 3 reminders for you. First, get some rest tonight. This is the start of a fun month and serious contention for the title of 2021 Scripps National Spelling Bee Champion. Make sure you give yourself the best chance during tomorrow's preliminaries by recharging that powerful brain of yours tonight. That is, after you've had some fun at the Bee Anthem songwriting experience, which follows. Number 2, your time at the virtual microphone will be broadcast nationally on ESPN3. So take some time tonight to tell your friends, your family, and your supporters to tune in and watch and support you live. And don't forget to triple check your unique call time for tomorrow's competition. That's the time you need to log into the competition system with your parent and proctor present. And number 3, remember, you are a champion. Say it to yourself, breathe it in, and know that you're part of the Bee's legacy of champions, in words and in life. And with that, I wish you all a good night and the best of luck in tomorrow's competition. Congratulations to all of you.
Such good advice, and certainly good luck to all indeed. Thank you, Dr. Durnall. Now, spellers, I will see all of you in just a minute when you join our speller exclusive Bee Anthem songwriting event. And remember, you don't need any musical experience. You don't need any musical talent to have a great time, but we are going to together create the Spelling Bee's first ever official anthem together. It is awesome, I promise you. Now, the rest of you watching at home, the families, the teachers, the sponsors, the fans, all of you, thank you so much for your support and for joining us for tonight's opening ceremony. Remember to watch the preliminaries tomorrow, which are beginning at 10 a.m. Eastern on ESPN3. And we hope you keep coming back for more Bee Month excitement on this platform. So all those watching at home that are not part of the Spellers group, then take care and have a good night. Everyone else, I will literally see you momentarily right there. Here we go. Let's go. We're going to the next party. Let's make this song happen. Woohoo!